welcome back to Papercraft Possibilities. I am Susan, and before we start the video, I kind of want to go into something. I had a little bit of an emergency in my craft room last night, which involved an emergency room visit, etc., etc. I think I'll be fine, but they've got me on some pretty good drugs. So I'm going to go into that more on my live, which will be coming out later today at 2 o'clock. I'll be on, and I can discuss it because I think it's something that you all should be careful of in your craft room. And if someone would have told me that the hobby of scrapbooking can be dangerous, would never have listened. And you know, I'm just probably accident prone, who can say. But if you hear I'm a little slower today in the video, you'll know why. And we've got a one-page layout, and then during all of my videos coming up to Christmas, I'm hoping to add on either a tag or a quick card so you can see what can be done. Now, I'm also going to be trying to use my online exclusive products because they are available to you right now. And when I'm done with this video, I'm going to go ahead and download this flyer, which is really nice. The company did a really good job. So they've put all the groupings together. Hopefully you can see this. And I'll also put the annual catalog over there so you can download that. On my live, once I get this video up, I'll let you know where to go on my website to find that. Right now, I've got to figure that out myself. So what we're going to be working with today, here we are. We're going to be on to the get page numbers on here. No, but this is called the Modern Christmas Suite Collection. And I knew immediately when these came out that I had to have it. And the reason being is our family was very involved in High School Music. Our children were. In fact, they went to the Sydney Olympics in Australia and performed, which I know I've discussed before, but I have yet to document anything. So I'm going to get back into my band stuff, but these are their school colors, and they couldn't be more perfect. And I tend to go more towards a modern Christmas decor when I'm doing it. So this paper was perfect for me. So I might go through several packages of this because I really like it, and I can use it on a lot of my band photos. So let me get into this. Today I'm just going to feature one picture. This is my son, who was very much into jazz music. He was lead trumpet. Their particular band, it was an open class. If you know what that means and you're in the band industry or in high school music, they were always in the upper levels. They performed in Two Rose Parades. We went to Hawaii. We went to Sydney. So we were all blessed that he was been put in this position. And I'm just a proud mama. So I'll admit it, I'm proud of my guy. So my daughter was flute and piccolo and was equally as good. So anyways, let me get started on this. Let me show you the paper collection first. And I have dug into this a little. Here is the stripe, and hopefully you can see the foiling on this. I think nearly all, well, not all the papers. It looks like maybe the B side isn't foiled. So there's that. You can tell I've been into this one. And this we're going to go into and make a really quick tag at the end of this video. This one's fun. I like the geometric print. Very hard to see on video. Hopefully you're catching the gold on it. Let me see if I can twist it. There it is. And here looks to be holly. And maybe the gold is supposed to represent the red holly berries. That one says Fa La La on the back, which will be great for some Christmas concerts I have. I don't know if I've shown that side. Bear with me again. A few drugs in my system. There's that side. And there's this one, which is going to make some great Christmas cards. Really like this. And there's this. Now there's one other thing, and I haven't even undone it yet, but I think it would be very appropriate, bear with me, on some of these cards. And this is like velvet paper. I'm sorry for the noise. And this is called All Season Velvet. And I believe that is in the online exclusive, so you can get it now. And I'm pretty sure this one's gonna fly out, just like this one. So the online exclusives, I should mention, there's no promise to them fulfilling, not fulfilling is the wrong word. There's no promise that they're going to have an abundance of these. So usually when they're gone, they're gone. So this is a white velvet. It looks like it has a little line in it. But hopefully you can hear that. It's real fuzzy. So there's 2 whites, 2 reds. Oh, I love this. This would be a great picture for, great to do a Santa Claus with these. Ugh, that would be awesome. And then you have this green. So I could see using this on some of these modern cards, especially this white. So keep those in mind. And then one other thing I wanted to share with you. I always keep several bags of glitter paper. And you'll see today, I've got some tape on there, that I'm going to use, pardon me, the gold on what we're doing today. I'm so sorry. So the gold is not available this year from what I can understand from Stampin' Up. So if I can get you some, I keep large bulks in my office. Let me know when I can get some out to you. I'm not going to put it on the website unless someone shows some interest, but I have access to quite a bit of it. I can get gold and black. Goodness, to get the tape now. So now that we've gone through the papers, let me stick those to the side. And these 3, well, it's 2 actually, papers I'm going to use from this set. And then I'm going to bring in the gold glitter. Bear with me, I'm over here on the side, slowly pulling this out. So what I've done here is I've cut, let me put that aside too. I've cut a 1-inch border of this gold glitter. It's just appropriate for these papers because all of the papers have the gold foiling in them. Just wanting it to stick here. I don't know if I had shown this one to you. I don't think I did. This one has trees on the back, and this is what I'm going to use on this page. So these are gold foiled stars. All right, so I've got my black cut out over here too. So what I'm going to do is put that like that. Then the next thing I did is I was fooling around with some triangles, and I will tend to, when I'm trying to create a page, I'll bring out my scrap paper, which is copy paper usually, it's the cheapest, and play around with it. So I cut a 6.5-inch square, and what I wanted to do is I wanted to bring it all the way over to the edge, and as best I can is I want to center it on my 6-inch mark over here. And then from the other side of the triangle or the box that you cut off, so this and this, I then went in and cut 2 more triangles. I don't think I want them all the way to the edge, but they're going all the way to the side of the glitter paper. So the next thing that I had done is I did print this picture off of my son, and I did put that in gold foil, and this is a 4x6 matte, or excuse me, 4x6 picture with a 1/4 inch white around it out of my photo paper. And I always use Canon luster paper. I absolutely love it. You don't get a lot of glare from it, but it's forgiving for fingerprints, etc. So that's always listed down in my Amazon store. So I'll put that link again down below because I absolutely love this paper. Worth every penny. So then the next thing these rings come with the set. And I know they'll be great with cards. I can see myself using these. But I'm like, how am I going to incorporate these into the scrapbook? So what I'm going to do is scrapbook page is I'm going to put them up at the top like that. And the reason being, I need to cover one thing up. Give me just a minute. I don't think my son would appreciate having his full name on the internet unless he gives me permission, and he hasn't. So let me cover that up. So I went into my Canva, which I use constantly. If you guys don't have an account with them, highly recommend. One part of it's free if you just do the basics with it, but I use it a lot for not only putting pages together, but I use it for business too. So I went through, and why does this one look so much better? I have to see. And I printed out the name of his high school, the city and state on one with some music notes, and how I found these templates where I went into round business card logos. And that's how I came up with a template. And then I went through and changed what they had to what I want it to say. So we have lead trumpet, marching and jazz. And here I have his name and the year that he was partaking in that band. And through some experimenting, and hopefully, here it is. I have my 3.5 inch. These did get bigger. Something happened when I was playing with these. I'm going to have to repress these. Just curious, are they way bigger? What happened? I know I reprinted them. Yep, I'm going to have to reprint these. So let me go back and reprint these, and I will be right with you. I took a closer look. I picked up my wrong circle punch. I picked up my 2.5 instead of my 3.5. This is a big boy. So I always try and leave some extra on the sides when I'm doing punches like this. I've got some ink on here. I'll have to take care of that. So I like to have a handle when I'm going in to do these so I can really line it up. But first of all, you have to be able to get close in to center it. So I'm trying to center it as best I can. Let's see, I think that'll do it. Then I try and give it a real hard punch because it's a heavier cardstock. So there we have one. And here we have our next one. Just trying to make the margins all the same. A little tricky here. Just patience, I guess. And again, I'm never perfect. Because none of us are. Let's see. Okay. And this one with my son's name, I'm going to do off screen. Pardon me for just a minute. All right, I've just gone through and used my Post-it note on this. I love these things because they're not quite as sticky as sticky pads. So I don't want to leave any stickiness on my photo because this is photo paper on here. Let me bring back in my sheet. So I think what I want to do is put the name of the band first over here. And so that's going to look like that. This one will be second. And then this one will be over here. And see, because the paper is a little thicker, I probably need to sharpen my punches too, but the paper has a little bit of a hangover. Hangover, that's probably what I have right now. No, just from the drugs, I don't even drink. Okay. So that one will go like that. And what I have found through experimentation is how, I got to thinking, how in the world am I gonna get these round, bear with me, I'm scooting in here. How am I gonna get these to stick to this? And I did some experimenting, and I think what's gonna be best are my mini glue dots. This box gets banged up in my drawer. Sorry for the way it looks. So what I did is I just pulled this off on my finger, and I think I'm gonna do it like on 4 sides, and I'm just sticking that. Hopefully you can see that on the screen. I'm just smushing it on there. Maybe I'll do it like 6 areas on there just to make sure. Let me finish doing this one with you on screen. I just don't want it hanging off this, in other words, where I can see it from the front of the hoop, because then you have, you know, the chance of something else sticking to it. I'd love to know if you've been into the online exclusive catalog and what your favorite item is. Obviously, you know this is my favorite because I can use it in so many ways. So there's that. I now have 3 on there. Let's do 3 more. A lot of the team I belong to, which is like Erin Jacobson, Jama Mommy, Cindy Jacobson, Cindy Jackson, pardon me. They're all going into a retreat this next week, I believe it is. But I won't be going this year. I went last year when it was in Texas. We're going to be doing quite a bit of traveling come the holiday season. So I had to just kind of pick and choose. And we also just did a bunch of landscaping at our house. So, you know, that's where we put our money into, was landscaping, because I love to be in the yard, as I've mentioned many times. Okay, we're getting there. Got this one and one more. And I think this will work. We're gonna learn together. And hopefully in the next week or 2, I want to show you how this could work beautifully on a Christmas card, a real modern Christmas card. Okay. So again, I want to double check, make sure nothing's hanging out or something else can stick to it. Okay. So what I want to do then is center this as best I can on our picture here. I think that's going to work beautifully. I could see doing this too, going down a page and having an ornament in each one of them, or doing this throughout the page and using it with as a shaker pocket on a scrapbook or square. Oh my gosh, on a scrapbook page. So let me go ahead and glue a lot of this down, and I'll be right back with you. I was able to get everything glued down and in its spot. I've just covered up my son's name here. I got all the things in the circles with the glue dots. The problem I did have, one of them, was I tried doing an excessive amount of glue on the back of the photo, because notoriously glitter's hard to stick to. So it didn't work, fell right off. So I then went in and used very thick, wide, I should say, not thickness, of the foam tape, and that worked beautifully. So if you're gluing to your glitter papers, if you use them, you want to remember that. Over here, I didn't run into as many problems because they had some other papers to stick to on my triangles. So there is that, and I'll get some pictures and get those up on the website. And I'll put them in after this video. And then I wanted to share one other thing with you. this, let's see if I can sort this all out. Here I made, dropping everything everywhere. Here I made a tag that I've ordered some black velvet wine bottles for, and I am going to use that at Christmas. So when those gift bags come in, I'll show you because I think it'll be pretty stunning. So what I've done here is I've used, I believe these are party alphas, yeah, party banner dies. And I wanted to use one of these because I really wanted to feature the trees, and those were cut from one of the papers. Let me show you. Bear with me. I just want you to see what it looks like. So I had to use, you know, a few, I guess not use, but waste just to get that cut. So, but it was worth it. It's okay. I've got some people, some very wonderful neighbors I want to be able to do that for. And then so these dies are already out right here. And I used 2 of them just to layer them up. And again, I used glue on this one and it seemed to work fine on the glitter. And this little, it's like a grommet hole. There are different words for these, but those come in this set right here. And I just punched those out through my die cutting machine. And then the Be Jolly, I just thought was so appropriate for giving a bottle of wine. And this is one of the sets that's out right now on the exclusives online. And what's kind of deceiving about this are these dies all come with that set, but yet they're not pictured on the front. So really pay close attention to that. And let me even see if I can tell you what page that's on. It's right in front of me. It's through the same set. Pardon me. So the same set where you see the Modern Christmas is where you'll see the stamp and die set. So the dies are here, which you could use on so many things. They're right here. And I'm going to plan on doing a Christmas card using the round and then the ornament here and putting this little tiny die going across it. So we'll get into that later. But those are on the Modern Christmas too. So that's where that is. And then these are die cuts with a gold foil around them. And there's several different shapes in here. Let me just open them so you can see. And I'm going to be using these all over the place at Christmas because, again, the black and gold I can just see doing my whole Christmas with. So it looks like you get 2 of each size or, you know, different shapes. Perfect for some tags. I mean, there you have your tags there. You have a title there. So perfect for the holiday season, in my opinion. And those are in the everyday catalog. I will list those below. And let me see if I can find a name for them. I usually keep it in here. Sorry, I'm off camera. Doesn't look like I kept the name, but I will definitely put them in lower below the video so you know where to go for those in the catalog. And on here, what I'm going to do too is put 2 and then the neighbor. And then if I have a message, I'm just going to write it on the back here. And then I wanted to show you a little hack. So here I have the string that came in this suite also, which of course, because I love the whole set, I love it. These are things you may get at the dentist if you have a bridge, or you can buy them at a, you know, in the dental section of any pharmacy. And what you want to do if you have a problem putting thread in when you're doing things like this, if it's, you know, you have bad eyes or, you know, you just can't get it through, what I do is I'm going to put the loose ends in the hole here. I'll show you why in a minute. So we're gonna, so again, the 2 strings that aren't attached are going through the center of this loop. And then I'm gonna thread them through this little tag here and this little tag here. And I'm gonna pull my string through and magic. So much easier. And then I bring them towards the front and run them through the loop. And what I'm going to do here is tie a knot, a loose knot, just so they're not flying all over the place. So this would also be a good one, not necessarily with the Christmas trees on them, but some other item to do on New Year's Eve and bring as a gift to a party if you do that on New Year's Eve. So there's our first Christmas thing we made together, and we'll be getting into cards soon, but I will be showing more gift tags because they're just fun and they're easy and a great way of using up their scraps. So until tomorrow when I see you live, and hopefully with not so much Percocet in my system, we'll see you then. Thanks for stopping by. Please consider sharing, liking, and subscribing. It's free. And we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.